Is Ricky pointing the way for Sachin Tendulkar? Should the master take his cue from the punter? That's the center stage face-off tonight, and I'm joined by two distinguished cricketers and commentators. With me this evening is Sourav Ganguly and also Kirti Azad, both with different points of view on whether it's time for Sachin to hang up his pads. I want to go across first to Kirti Azad. We've just seen Ricky Ponting tell the world that he felt that his body was not keeping up. This was the right time. Instead of waiting for selectors to tell him that he should go, the punter says, he's had enough. He wants to hang up his pads. Do you think Sachin Tendulkar should take the punter's cue, sir?
Well, I think there's a lot of difference between the two. Ponting is not God. Sachin Tendulkar is God. So, we've been taught never to speak against God. So how do you expect me to say anything against him? If he wants, he can carry on till the age of 50 and play and decide when he wants to retire. I mean, after all, look at the past performance that he has had. Not the last few innings or last few series that we talk about. The last, in the past, he's got 100 hundreds and things like that. And I feel that, taking a cue from Sachin, we should try and also get in Sunil Gavaskar and Kapil Dev. After all, they've also been greats, and you can see them, they are quite active doing commentary. So they haven't left their association with cricket. So I'm sure they can be brought in as well.
You're being hugely sarcastic here, saying that, we should bring Gavaskar back, Shastri back.
I want to get in about God. We can't be sarcastic about God.
Oh, you can't question God, says Kirti Azad. Sourav Ganguly, how do you respond to Kirti Azad and to everybody else who says that you should have Sachin Tendulkar take his cue from Ricky Ponting? Ricky Ponting has shown the way and the master must follow.
Well, I don't think so that Sachin Tendulkar needs to follow Ricky Ponting, because everybody's decision is their own. Sachin Tendulkar should keep on playing till the time he thinks he can perform. And I don't know what is Kirti trying to say, and I don't want to comment on that. It's his personal views. But if you ask me, and I've said that many a times in the past, that leave this decision on Sachin Tendulkar, because he's done too much for Indian cricket. Yes, he's going through a tough phase. He's not got enough runs in the last 10-15 innings, but give him that benefit of doubt for the next 2 test matches. And none of us have got the right to pull him down because of what he's achieved in international cricket. And that's all I have to say at this moment, because I've said that many a times, that he deserves every bit and he deserves the benefit of doubt which he's getting.
But the point that Dada is making, Mr. Azad, is that Sachin Tendulkar should go on till the time he thinks he can go on for. Is that the way we should be looking at it? Or should selectors be, just very rationally assessing whether he can go on? Because not when Sachin Tendulkar thinks he can go on for, it's still the time. He's not a liability and he's an asset to the team. He's going out and scoring runs, and for the last 2 years, he hasn't been doing so.
Well, Rahul, I have great regards for Sourav, and to be very honest with you, the kind of achievement that Sachin has got, and even what Sourav, when he is there, I mean, when I talk about him, I'm a great fan of Saurav's. I can't even hold a candle in front of them for all that they have done. I have only played 25 one-day international 7 test matches. I have no right to speak against them. But then, as an avid fan, as a former cricketer, I feel that let him decide when he wants to retire. But what about the responsibility of the selectors? I mean, what are they doing? They pick up sides on performances. And you have quite a few players, including our God, who hasn't performed. So you are as good as your last series, or maybe 2 or 3, if you look at Sachin's career, the way he has played for India. So I have nothing against him. Please, I have no malice against one or anyone. I simply say is that you got to see a performance. Nobody is greater than the game. But unfortunately, there are individuals who are greater than the institutions. And that is what we are suffering. I do agree with what Sourav says, that let him decide when he wants to retire. Fair enough. No cricketer wants to retire. But then what about the selectors? What call they are going to take?
No cricketer wants to retire.
Sourav has retired. Rahul Dravid has gone. Lakshman has gone. And now your middle order is not performing that well. Yuvraj is such a great player. He hasn't been performing at all. And Sachin's failure over the last 1 year in these 23 innings that he has done, definitely there is a big question mark on our God. As you remember, if you've seen that film, Oh My God, you'll find that this one gentleman went and said, oh, national calamity. They said we can't do anything when he went to an insurance company. So he put an SLP in a court against God. So we can't do that. But then God has to also realize there is a time when you have to give some space for some youngster to come in who's been performing and go and join there the way he had come in as a youngster and has served for so many years for the country.
Saurav Ganguly, Kirti Azad says, no cricketer would ever want to retire. They would want to go on for 50 if they could. What are the selectors doing? Can't they see Sachin Tendulkar's performance? Shouldn't they be saying that isn't there an Ajinkya Rahane or a Murli Vijay waiting in the wings who should be groomed now given that Sachin's performances are not keeping up?
No, I don't agree with you, Rahul, that no cricketer wants to retire. Otherwise, Ricky Ponting would not have retired, Gavaskar wouldn't have retired, Kapil Dev wouldn't have retired, Rahul Dravid wouldn't have retired. That's not the right way to think that cricketers don't want to retire. As I said before, and I still stick to that Sachin will want to retire at some stage, and I don't know why Kirti is saying that he wants to play till 50. But I'm telling you, he'll know when it goes. When is the time to go? As I've said before, give him these 2 test matches. He's been selected in this squad, and if he doesn't perform, we don't need to tell when Sachin Tendulkar to go. But give him the benefit of doubt. And I just heard Kirti saying that you're as good as your last innings. That's that's true. You're as good as your last innings, or probably another series or 2 series. But when you get 100 international hundreds, probably you get a bit more opportunity than the others, because you've earned that by getting 100 international hundreds. And he said Rahul's retired, Saurav's retired, but Sachin Tendulkar is a bigger player than all the names he's taken, whether it's a Dravid, Tendulkar, Dravid, Ganguly or Lakshman. So you have to give him that extra bit of time, and he deserves every bit. I still say what I've said before, that keep your fingers crossed and expect him to get runs, Rahul. For all of us who've played this game and who followed Indian cricket, we want Sachin Tendulkar to go with the bat high. And the day he gets runs, I will probably be the first person to say that now finish. But none of us want Sachin Tendulkar to go without scoring runs, because he's done too much for Indian cricket.
He's done too much for Indian cricket. Given the fact that he scored 100 hundreds, he must get that extra leeway. That little bit extra allowance must come to him, Kirti Azad, because of what he's done to Indian cricket in the past 2 decades.
Well, I may agree to disagree with Saurav, but I suppose we have seen 23 innings. I think last century he got was in 2011, if I'm not mistaken. And if you look at the record, then you definitely say that he has got quite a few opportunities to play. But then please, I'm not speaking against anybody. I have no malice towards Sachin. He's a great player. He's an icon. There's no doubt. But being an icon doesn't mean that you get extra space or extra time. What about the selectors? I think you look at Jimmy Amarnath, a man who had conviction, is no more a selector. So maybe it could be a lot of pressure on the selectors, thinking that if we go and speak against Sachin, we might be removed from there. So there is one reason where I feel that the selectors may not talk about it.
Are the selectors
I do agree with
compromised?
Sachin, the kind of cricket that Sachin has played, he has got his opportunities. He will get his opportunity. He's got the next test. I think Calcutta is going to be a good track. Kolkata, I beg your pardon, will be a good track, and I'm sure he'll get 100 there too.
You're suggesting that the selectors could be compromised because of the sort of commercial clout that Sachin Tendulkar yields. The fact that he's so big, no selector would want to mess with him, because we all saw sort of what they did to Jimmy Amarnath. He had an independent point of view which wasn't taking into consideration BCCI's commercial issues, and therefore Jimmy Amarnath was shown the way, and therefore Sandeep Patil, Sabha Karim and everybody else knows where to back off when it comes to Sachin.
I don't think so, Rahul. We just get into these discussions very often. I don't know what's happened to Jimmy Amarnath, because I don't know what's inside what happens inside the boardroom. But when Mr. Amarnath was asked to leave, and if you remember, I said that on air that shouldn't have happened, and I don't know what the reasons are. But I don't think even with Mr. Amarnath being in the team, he would have wanted Sachin Tendulkar to go this way. So let's not just blame the selectors. Let's not just talk about the system that he's been kept because of marketability. Even if Sachin Tendulkar doesn't play and comes out for Indian cricket will still be marketable. Let's not forget about it. And as I said, we all have a duty to Indian cricket. Kirti has been a part of a World Cup winning team, and we've been players who played in various World Cups and various times for India. So we all have a responsibility to Indian team and to this man, because he's achieved too much and he's done too much for
No,
Indian
but
cricket.
Dada, let's for a
International
moment
hundreds.
dispassionately assess Sachin Tendulkar's track record over the past couple of seasons and compare this with Ricky Ponting. In the last 1 year, Ponting played 11 matches, scored 809 runs at an average of 47.58. It's only in the last 3 innings that his average has crashed to 6.66, and he retired after that. Sachin Tendulkar in the last innings and the last 10 innings has scored just 153 runs at an average of 15.3. His last 100 came in January 2011, 28 innings ago. Kirti Azad makes the point that given the track record, he already has been given enough leeway. Now enough is enough.
Okay, now with the case of Ricky Ponting, he was not asked to go. You heard Michael Clarke on TV, you heard Ricky Ponting saying the selectors didn't ask him to leave or ask him to retire. It was his decision. So leave it on Sachin Tendulkar. You never know what's going to happen down the line in 2 more test matches, or probably at the end of the series against Australia. And I'm still saying Sachin Tendulkar is a bigger player than Ricky Ponting. He's achieved a lot more than Ricky Ponting has done. I'm not taking anything away from Ricky Ponting, but let's give Sachin Tendulkar the benefit of doubt and give him those 2 test matches or 4 test matches and then see what happens.
No,
Let's
so
not
you're
jump the gun.
saying that let's assume in Kolkata on a batsman friendly wicket he gets a century. Does that then, Mr. Azad, make up for all the lackadaisical performances in the past 28 innings over the last 2 seasons? Because he's a batsman who was earlier averaging 100 every 5.2 innings. Now it's been almost 28 innings since he hasn't scored. Will 100 make up for all of that?
Well, exactly. That's what I said. I said that law of average is going to work. After all, he's a great cricketer. There's no doubt about that. Talking about Ricky Ponting and also taking the cue from what Saurav said. I mean, he has himself put a big question mark. Give him a benefit of doubt. Benefit of doubt for what? I mean, that is what the big question is. There's no doubt about his capability, his capacity, and the way he has served Indian cricket. He's fantastic. I think nobody till I live, and I don't think so even decades after that, anybody is going to equal the feat of what Sachin has done. But then, you know, a great player, the great player that he is, he'll have to take a call. And if he doesn't take a call, then in the best interest of the team and the emotional catharsis that we go through, because of considering cricket as a religion, and one feels that, you know, one feels really sorry to see Sachin going through such a phase. And in this case, especially when you're playing in a team, no individual is greater than the institution or the game itself. So a call, whether he takes a call or not, I agree to Saurabh, it's up to him when he wants to retire. But then the selectors have to take a call and see what is the best combination that you can have. Give him the benefit of the doubt, as Saurabh said. But then I think you've got it. The last 10 innings, his average is 16.6, as you said. I mean, I didn't know about that. I thought he was around 35 or 40. But then 16.6, Sachin scoring in the last 10 innings is definitely is a big question mark, and especially playing across the line, getting bowled so many times, which he hasn't in his life, obviously shows that there is something wrong somewhere. I mean, I have no business to question his cricketing credentials. As I said earlier, I can't even hold a candle in front of him as far as achievement in cricket is concerned. But then there are a lot of question marks even on the selectors to see as to what is going on. I mean, had it been any other cricketer, he would have been out of the squad. And then Saurabh, I remember a beautiful comment by Rahul Dravid, and I agreed to him. He said, there's God, and on the ground, on the offside is Saurabh Ganguly, and Saurabh was beautiful, he was fabulous. So we have always appreciated our cricketers who have played, who are playing, the youngsters who are going to come, people like Cheteshwar Pujara, who's come here, who's shown that he's got the mettle to be a good number 3 player. So there are opportunities to be given to even youngsters who should come in. I mean, after all, we are sitting here, we are watching the game of cricket. We were humiliated at Wankhede Stadium. So how more humiliation we are going to go through?
Dada, you would also concede that Sachin Tendulkar has got himself now into a very unfortunate situation. Most viewers watching this broadcast this evening would have grown up worshipping, admiring, revering Sachin Tendulkar, and now they're saying, you know, he's too old, he's holding up a youngster's position, bring in a Rahane, we've seen what Pujara has done. You know, is it not unfortunate that he's gotten himself into this position when people are saying, when will he go, instead of asking, why is he leaving?
No, I don't think so, Rahul, because people can say what they want, and it's his cricket, and he's achieved so much. You know, even in the past, I still remember there was a caption of Tendulkar saying Endulkar, and this was about good 7 years ago. And a lot of people said that he should finish, and it's time. He's not the same player. He's getting too many injuries. He should finish the game. But you know, he came back with strong colors, and he scored so much of runs after that. So you know, people sometimes say emotionally at the heat of the moment when things are not going India's way, you get these sort of comments. But you see the same people, if Tendulkar gets 100 in Kolkata, will have a completely different opinion. So you know, although we can go a distance by what people say, but not that's not the end of everything, and that's not the final word on everything. So I don't think Tendulkar should make his judgment on what is being told, what television programs are happening, who's wanting him to go, and when he's wanted to go. It's about him. If he feels he's good enough, he should play. If he feels he's good enough to perform, he should play and try and best to do it. If he doesn't, if the selectors want to drop him, drop him.
There were
But
so many
I
critics,
don't think so.
Kirti Azad,
We should.
who came out and said it's the end of an era. Endulkar, they said, on Times of India front page banner headline. And then same paper and several other media organizations, journalists, critics, all of them hailed his feats over the last few years, even though they'd given up on him long back. That's a fact. It's happened in the past.
Well, I would say one thing, Rahul. There has to be some consistency in performance, and with great players like Sachin, failing for such a long time is a big question mark. I do agree to what Saurav said. That about 7 years ago, people thought he's gone, but at that time he was young. He knew how to improvise and correct the mistakes that were being committed. He also went through a lot of injuries during that time, and one felt really sorry that our one of the greatest ever in the world was suffering due to injuries. But then when you talk about performances, you always expect a player like Sachin, I mean, who's achieved such a milestone, which I think nobody is going to achieve ever till I live, that the consistency of such a great player, which doesn't show. One can understand bad patch. There have been 4 bad patches for Sachin Tendulkar, but now at this juncture, when one has a look, he plays across the line, gets clean bowled, one feels really, really sorry. But then it happens in cricket. But then the most important part about a player like Sachin, about a player like Saurav Ganguly, a player like Rahul Dravid or Virender Sehwag, there has to be some consistency in performance. You just can't say, and I feel that he'll get 100 in Kolkata, because the pitch there would be a good one to bat on. I mean, if we take away the controversy that we've been hearing about the pitches, and what I thought about Probir Da, when Dada was talking about him, that he won't give a pitch that anybody else wants, whichever way they want it, but he'll give you a beautiful pitch that we have always got, but one there. So I feel that he may get 100, but then I have no problems him getting 100. The problem is his consistency. You can't just in 10 innings score 100 and play 10 again.
Before I end this debate, Dada, you know Sachin Tendulkar better than most people in this country. What would be going through his mind currently? He obviously knows that there is relentless scrutiny of his performance. It would be weighing on his mind as well. He's a proud performer. He likes to go out and perform. This wouldn't be going down well with him. Then there was this whole controversy about whether he'd offered the selectors that he should step down. The selectors should look at his performance and take a call. So all of that has been happening. Would all of this be adding to the pressure on Tendulkar?
See, there's no doubt there's pressure on Tendulkar to perform. He knows that he hasn't performed for last 10 innings as per the stats, and he needs to get runs for India. But I also know that he knows the way to shut himself out of all this. And although he would be getting to know a little bit of what's going on, but I don't think he'll be aware of watching the entirety of what's been happening in the last 6-7 days. Television channels, newspapers. I know he doesn't read once he's on a tour. So he's found his way to keep away from all of this. And players do find their ways, whether it's a Tendulkar, Dravid, or Virender Sehwag or Mahendra Singh Dhoni. They all find their ways to create their own space for themselves. But he knows at the back of his mind that he is not performing and he needs to get runs. So he will be under pressure, but I don't think to the extent we are thinking, because he's been in this situation before where he's been criticized, he hasn't got runs, and he's come out and done well. And if he's watching this program, Rahul, it's my request to him that don't watch all this. Channelize your energy on the right track. channelize your energy to score runs. Because if you keep watching all this, your mind gets here, you lose sleep, you worry, you get angry, and you feel that you've not been given the right due. Tendulkar is above all this. He just needs to get out at Eden Gardens, take his guard and score runs. If he doesn't, he'll find his way out of this Indian cricket team. He doesn't need to answer anyone, not worry about anything, because what is achieved will very rarely be achieved by anyone.
Oh, absolutely. I doubt any of his critics would also ever think that there'd be too many who'd be beating the records that Sachin Tendulkar has set. Saurav Ganguly has put it really well. Let Sachin Tendulkar go out. Let him score a big 100 and then let him go out on a high. Nobody wants Sachin Tendulkar to retire feeling that in the last few innings he's been a complete non-performer. Let's just hope that happens, and then his inner voice tells him what's right for him and also for Indian cricket. He's given us so much joy. We wouldn't want to give him sorrow in his final days as an international cricketer. We don't want to tell our viewers what they should be thinking. You have your own views. We'll carry all your tweets live on the show. Thank you very much.